Here we have now joining us live Dr. Robin Arora to talk about protecting your pets from rattlesnakes this summer. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you guys?
Very good.
I'll take this snake from you because this is, oh, and there's a very good girl. Once again, we have treats now, and it's the biggest thing since sliced bread in Aurora's world. Happy to provide
ready
it.
For a breakfast
She's
snack.
ready for a little snack. Well,
Yeah.
this is not like you were saying, like the flea and tick models you brought in that were, less than anatomically correct. This is a real stuffed rattlesnake.
Yep.
Scary there. Look at those teeth. So tell us a little bit about how to protect pets from rattlesnakes.
Well, definitely rattlesnakes are quite venomous, and we worry about them biting our dogs, biting ourselves. But in particular, the venom that makes it into the cat or dog can be very toxic, cause heart failure, renal disease, toxic events to the point where they immediately pass away. So these are emergencies if your pet is bitten by a rattlesnake. Not many people think of cats having rattlesnake encounters, but I have seen that at least once in my career. Just a cat playing with a rattlesnake, not realizing that they were going to get bit. So that can be a situation. But when it comes to dogs, they're off leash a lot of times, running around the brush and that type of thing, and that can be dangerous. So this time of year, probably not a bad idea to have them on a leash where you can keep an eye on their surroundings. But one of the big things that comes up this time of year is vaccination, which has been out for a number of years, decades now, 2 decades. And this is just an attempt to have the dog produce antibodies against the venom. There's some controversies on these vaccinations, like every other vaccination in the world. And the biggest one is that this was developed for the western diamondback, which is more common in the Arizona and Southern California areas. Up here, we only have the prairie rattler. So there is some controversy on whether it really works up in this area. I do think there is some crossover, and depending on your veterinarian and what they have to say, we do vaccinate a fair number of dogs that are potentially going to be exposed to rattlesnakes.
Okay, and other preventative measures are avoidance training, teaching them to remove themselves from a rattling sound, correct?
Exactly. And that's become very popular here, probably for over a decade now, where the dogs are trained to avoid the rattlesnake sound. And that's very effective. A lot of hunters do that with their dogs at various times of the year that's available. Okay,
and of course if a dog or a cat is bit, the antidote is a little bit expensive, antivenom.
Oh yes, very expensive.
I've had that vet bill before.
Yeah, it's not
myself. I paid that bill.
It's not fun.
Not fun, but of course we do what we can to save our pets, huh? All right, baby girl. Well, thank you so much for coming in. Again, vaccination and those avoidance trainings, the best way to prevent your pet getting bitten by a rattlesnake. You wouldn't do that to your dad, would you?
No. Or just hang out in the studio
or hang out in the studio and just eat cookies with us.
Yeah.
All righty, thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
We'll be back after this.